A resurgent Oklahoma is 5-0 with a huge matchup against rival Texas looming in 5 short days. While their strength of schedule is 96th so far, 96th, they've thus far answered their biggest question: defense, putting up the 6th best points per drive rate in the nation, which is what a good defense should do against this schedule. The question remaining beyond the defense holding up is quarterback play with new go-to receivers in big games. Are they A, B, or C? Definitely great, probably great, good but not great. A September sweetie.
Oklahoma is C, good but not great.
Okay, interesting.
Do you disagree with that? That assumption?
I do, but in a very flimsy, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but in a flimsy way, I don't feel super enthusiastic about disagreeing with you, but I think they're probably great because of the youth, because of the transfers on defense. We saw what Peyton Bowen blocked that kick against Iowa State this past. They haven't their schedule is, it's the same question as Michigan, but I think there's quarterback and defense there. I really do, and I think they can lose to Texas and still go 11-1. I think there's enough there. And solidifying the receiving core was a big deal. Big deal to me. The offensive line is getting to a nice place.
Yeah,
I'm somewhere between B and C. But to say good, not great means they're probably going to lose 2 or 3 times, and I don't think they're going to lose 2 or 3 times.
I was pretty high on Oklahoma before the start of the year, and I think to a large extent I still am. To be fair, as you said, 5-0 haven't really done that much to make you want to say that they're going to lose 3 games. So I don't. If choice C means they're losing 3 games, I'd probably bump it up to B.
Okay.
Because I don't know if they're quite like that quote unquote good. They're certainly better than that.
That's how I define good but not great. 9-3.
Yeah, I mean, I think my concerns this week will be answered in this Texas game because we know Texas has a really stout defense and obviously an offense that can put whatever version of this Oklahoma defense we've got to the test. They are undeniably better on defense so far this season. And if that was the big wart coming into 2023 that they needed to resolve, they have certainly improved upon where they were a year ago. Now, we will find out as the course of this season unfolds just how much better they are. I don't know if we've seen much thus far from the competition that they've faced, notably Cincinnati, SMU, Tulsa, Arkansas State, and this past weekend, Iowa State. We certainly have not seen much from those teams from an offensive standpoint that's going to give us any great clue as to whether or not this defense has taken a big jump forward or just a small marginal one forward. In either case, it's good. The question then, I think, shifts to Dillon Gabriel and this offense and how does it look relative to where it was a year ago. Now, I made sort of the bonehead comment that Dillon Gabriel has looked worse thus far this season.
Okay.
The reason that I made that comment was because I looked at passer grades against the better teams, quote unquote, better teams on the schedule. And before last week, it was Cincinnati and it was SMU. And in both of those games, I watched them in their entirety. He was missing open guys. He was sailing balls over the middle. And there were definitely plays that he should have converted on that he didn't. Now, that is not to say Dillon Gabriel has taken a giant step back. I do not mean to imply that that is the case. Dillon Gabriel threw for 366 last week against an Iowa State defense that we thought was pretty good. So maybe, like a lot of those subjective measures, it's all a bunch of BS. And maybe it's not something I should put much stock in. I happen to think just that Texas is better than Oklahoma. I think Texas is better than Oklahoma, and I'm very curious still about the state of this defense as they play against better offenses.
I think Texas is ahead of Oklahoma, which is a big reason why, because Sarkisian's just been there longer and the coaches have been there.
I think Texas is ahead of Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I think Texas is ahead of Oklahoma. I think they're going to beat Oklahoma this weekend. And what I'm curious to see from Oklahoma as we get deeper into this thing, first off, can Dillon Gabriel stay healthy? Yeah. Because Dillon Gabriel's got a bit of a checkered past when it comes to the injury bug. I'd like to see him out there on the field. And secondly, what does it look like when they go up against teams with better offenses? Is it going to be one of those deals again like it's been where they got to outscore the opponent? Or can they continue using this defense as a tool to hold down an opponent and then slowly get separation with their offense? That is the outstanding question for me on Oklahoma. None of what I'm saying, by the way, should relegate them to a 3-loss team. I think they're probably 10-2 at worst, but
Okay.
I just don't get the warm fuzzies about Oklahoma in the way that I expected. And maybe through no fault of their own, because they haven't really played much in the way of opposing offenses. But I think this weekend actually is going to give us the best tell about where the Sooners stand.
We are entering the meat of their quarterback schedule. So it's Quinn
That's
Ewers, likely John Rice Plumlee, and Jalen Daniels, Jalen Daniels for Kansas.
Right, provided he's healthy.
Provided he's healthy, and even if he's not, Jason Bean, with a bye thrown in there between Texas and UCF. And then after that, all due respect to Oklahoma State, West Virginia, BYU, TCU, not quite on the level of this next stretch. That's going to be huge for me. It's the Oklahoma defense. It's the Oklahoma pass defense. It's the Oklahoma pass rush. I think they're going to continue to improve an offense that has largely been good, but has had some slowdown moments. That's where I have Oklahoma right now. I think they have more ways to win, certainly, than they did last year. And I think they will continue to develop those ways over the course of the season. So I'm in on Oklahoma. I think the juice is real, sweet, and acidic for the
Sweet,
Sooners.
real, and acidic. What I'm most curious to see on the defensive side of the ball is the one kind of red stat, let's say. When we look at the spreadsheet and we see the red on the defensive side of the ball, where is it? Right now, it's when they blitz you. What we'd consider a big play as a result of a blitz. They've given up some of those, and though I don't think their competition thus far has been good enough to truly punish them in that sense, we'll find out against some of these better quarterbacks. You know, if they start bringing pressure against Quinn Ewers and he's able to hit a bomb down the sidelines to whoever, we'll know if Kansas can take advantage. There are some moments here on the schedule, as you said, they get into the meat of their quarterbacks that they're playing. We'll find out if their blitz is ineffective or if this is just a mirage.
And by the way, as it relates to the Oklahoma offense moving forward against this schedule, do you know how many top 40 defenses they face after Texas?
After Texas, top 40 defenses.
Zero. Zero top 40 defenses per SP Plus. Our now dear lifetime friend, Bill Connolly. They do not face a top 40 defense as it stands now after Texas. It's pretty good.
Okay.